So the phonetic knowledge of lesson 9 is also about the writing rules of Pinyin, so which is about the tone mark. So the question is that in the Pinyin syllable, like above which letter, okay, above which letter we should like place or we should write the tone mark. So that's the question about these writing rules of Pinyin. Okay, so in a Pinyin syllable, a tone mark is always written above the final, right? So this is the basic rule of writing the tone mark in the Pinyin syllable. So we never write a tone mark above the initial, right? So we always write the tone mark above the final. But the thing is, sometimes like a final is consists of several vowels, several different vowels, right? So in writing, we say a final is usually consists of several different letters. So above which letter we should place the tone mark? So that's the question, right? So here we got some rules, okay? So when writing the tone mark, so we marked above the main vowel of a final. So in a final may consist of several different vowels. So we always put the tone mark above the main vowel in a final. So the main vowel means which sounds the most loud in a final, right? So and also which we open the mouth the widest. So that's the main vowel. Okay, so simply saying, a main vowel in the final is the vowel that sounds loudest. And when we pronounce the main vowel, we open the mouth widest. So that's the main vowel. And also there is a common order of the main vowel in Chinese. Okay, so we say the order of vowel precedence. So the order is like this. So it's a, wo, i, u, yu. Okay, so which is the, when we learn finals, this is the first line, the most basic ones. So we according this, order. So when you listen to these vowels, so naturally the R sounds loudest. And when you pronounce, so the R, when you pronounce it, you open your mouth the widest, and you can feel it. Then from R to U, the sound is getting smaller. Okay, the sound's getting smaller, and your mouth, when you pronounce these vowels, so your mouth like opens less wider and less wider. Okay, so from R to U, so R, wo, I, u, yu. Okay, so this is the order of vowel precedence when you mark the tone. Okay, so when you see there's a R in the final, so you put the tone mark above R. If there's no R, or there's both R and some other finals, so we're according this order. Okay, and there is a special point. So in case of the final, this is a way and U. Okay, way and U. So there's both U and E, and the tone mark is always written above the letter vowel. So this is a special point. And you can see this is an exception. So if there's like both, U and E, U and E, so we always put the tone mark above the letter ones. So in case of Wei, so we mark the tone mark above this E. And in case of U, this is U, right? So we write the tone mark above the letter U here. Okay, so this is a special point. So let us see some examples. Okay. So here, we get some examples. Like the first one, the final, the initial is a he, final is a ao, and we want to write a third tone. Okay. And when we mark the tone mark, so we put above this a, like a hao, and we don't write the tone mark above this wo, right? This is a letter o. means wo, right? So we always put this tone mark above a and not wo. And initial r, final o, ro, and we read under the fourth tone is ro. So there's both wo and u, and according to this order, so we put the tone mark above wo, not u. And similarly, lie, there's both e and sounds louder than e. So here in this final, the main vowel is so we put the tone mark above And here, the two last examples, chu and hui, so we write respectively under the second tone and the first tone. And according to this one, special rules, right? So you and we, so we always put the tone mark above the letter vowel, okay? So here in this case, chu, so we write the second tone mark above the letter u, which is u, right? And here, hui, right, the first tone hui, so we write the first tone mark above the letter I, which is e, right? Always the right letter ones. Okay, so this is the tone mark writing rules of Pinyin, okay? And this is the phonetic knowledge of lesson 9, okay? And now let's do some phonetic exercises, okay? On page 88. So please open your textbook and turn to page 88. Okay, so the first part of lesson 9 is phonetics and phonetics exercises. The first one could be a little bit challenging to us because this is an exercise about listen and write down the finals and tones. So it's kind of like dictation. So when you listen to these pinyin syllables, you should write down the finals and also the tones. So there's only initial, as you see, right? In each pair, so there's only initials. And there's like absence of the finals and tones, so you should write down them, okay? Okay, now let's do these exercises. Please listen to the recording carefully and write down the finals and tones of each pinyin syllable, okay?
第9课，你今天有什么安排？第一部分，学习语音。语音练习。
1. 听后写出韵母和声调。晚上，开门，上网，现在，下课，见面，电视，再见。
Okay, I'll read again. Okay, from the beginning to the end. And you listen to these like pinyin syllables again and write down them. Okay, 晚上，开门，上网，现在，下课，见面，电视，再见。Okay, so this could be a little bit difficult for us. So did you write down all these pinyin syllables? Okay, let us see the answers, okay? Okay, the answers is like this. So listen and write down these finals and tones. So the first one, 晚上，开门，上网，现在，下课，见面，电视，再见。Okay, so did you all write down these finals and tones? Okay, let's come back to the part 2. Okay, part 2. It's listen and read and discriminate the tones. So here is also the collocations of tones. So we did one in last lesson, lesson 8. is the first tone plus second tone. The first tone plus first tone, right? So that's what we did in the first in lesson 8. It's the collocation about the first tone plus another first tone and the first tone plus second tone. And in this lesson 9, so this also collocations about the first tones. So which is the first tone plus the third tone and the first tone plus the fourth tone. Okay. So you can feel how does it sound the first tone plus third tone and the fourth tone. Okay, listen to the recording and try to repeat with the recording.
2. 听读变调，第一声加第三声。开始，听写，身体，英语，商场，机场，第一声加第四声。吃饭，需要，超市，工作，生日，空气。
Okay, so the first tone is the highest tone, and the third tone can be seen as the lowest tone. So 开始, so you can see there's a comparison. 开 is very high, and 始, so make it rather low. And the first tone plus the fourth tone. So the first tone is the highest, and then continue with the fourth tone. So there's a suddenly down. Okay, so 吃饭. Okay, so please read again. Read after me. The first tone plus the third tone. The first tone plus the third tone. Okay. 开始，听写，身体，英语，商场，机场。Okay, and then the first tone plus the fourth tone. 吃饭，需要，超市，工作，生日，空气。Okay, so that's the phonetics part of lesson 9. Okay, now let's come into the part 2, text. Okay, 学习课文, studying about the text. Okay, so we also got 3 texts in lesson 9. Okay, and text 1 is a short passage, as you see. Okay, here is a short passage. It is a little bit longer than the passage in lesson 8. Okay, so here we also get a very good text for memorization exercise. Okay, so today's self-check homework is also similar to lesson 8. So we got memorization self-check homework for text 1. Okay, so please memorize this short passage by yourself. Okay, without checking or looking at the book, you should repeat this text 1. Okay, so memorization is a very, very good exercise. I strongly recommend to you to do it by yourself and check by yourself. Okay, now let's first begin with the new words and expressions of text 1. Okay, now let's begin. Please listen to the recording and try to repeat.
第二部分，学习课文。课文1，生词。
每天，点，半，起床，起，床，先，洗澡，洗，然后，早饭，差，课，教室，开始，下午，常常，晚上，有时候，电视，上网。
Okay, so there's in total 18 new words and expressions of text 1. Okay, let's make a pause and then continue.